We're back. Time for another edition of the Carolina Insider Rapid Reactions Edition. Following Carolina's rapid victory over Florida State, Jones and Adam here with you. Adam, this one was over early. Carolina led this game 18-0. The Seminoles did not have a field goal until there were about 11 and a half minutes to go in the first half. Heels led by 38 at halftime and by 40 in the second half. Ended up winning by 20 after emptying the bench pretty early in the second half. Impressive performance, particularly that first 20 minutes. Carolina, I think Hubert Davis said perfect, and they were pretty close.
And Hubert Davis also said he felt like much of that Carolina offense came from the Carolina defense, which really suffocated Florida State. Very rarely do you see everything go right for one side and everything go completely wrong for the other side. That's what it felt like was happening in the first 20 minutes, as the Tar Heels were just very, very good. Florida State couldn't find any kind of rhythm at all. Carolina took advantage, and it honestly was over at halftime.
Adam, there's been a lot of discussion about the use of Carolina's bench and how Hubert Davis has elected to deploy some guys off that bench. We have seen here in the last couple of games, Dontrez Styles and Justin McCoy and Puff Johnson and Kerwin Walton starting to get a little more time, and Styles in particular was impactful in this game.
Yeah, Dontrez Styles, and you'll hear from him here in just a couple minutes, has pretty consistently said that Hubert Davis has told him he needs to perform better in practice. He feels like he's practiced better the last 2 weeks, and it's shown on the court. It feels like Puff Johnson always gives you one positive play at least when he comes in, and Kerwin Walton is starting to knock in shots at a more consistent rate than he was before. The Carolina bench was much better today, but everything was much better today.
Yeah. So as Adam alluded to, you will hear from Dontrez Styles. Adam had a chance to talk to him. I talked to Coach Davis. You'll hear both of those interviews. Now we'll come back on the other side and get you ready for the upcoming week for the Heels. Carolina all over Florida State today on the Carolina Insider.
Alongside Dontrez Styles after a big Carolina win over Florida State. Dontrez, when things are going like they go in the first half, how big does the basket look? What does it feel like?
Man, it felt great. It's probably the best half we played all season. You know, we got out the gate, and we just never looked back from there.
What was the key in that first half? Why were things going so well?
The key was just go out there and just play hard, like Coach Davis always tells us. Go out there and play hard, play smart, play as a team. That's what we did. Play beautiful basketball.
Folks have been waiting a long time to get a little more Dontrez Styles action at the Smith Center right there. What did you feel like you did well in that first half segment when you came in and gave the Tar Heels some energy?
I feel like I just moved well without the ball, you know, had good cuts, just running the floor, just really being me. I was a little rusty, but I'm going to get that together soon.
Where does that rust show on the court?
I had a few jump shots that was long, missed a layup at the end, but that's not what happened again.
Florida State played some zone in the second half for an extended time, which Carolina hadn't seen a ton of this season. What did you do well, and what did you not do as well against that defense as they just tried to give you a different look?
Yeah, you know, Florida State, they always been like a long team, so they were a very good basketball team. So they did a really good job in the zone. They slowed us down, and me and the second group got to do a better job at just being smarter, just knowing where to pass, know where they at.
Coach Davis has been pretty consistent in saying that guys on the bench are going to play when he feels like they earn it in practice. What do you feel like you did to earn it here over the last week or so to get quite a few more minutes today?
I would say just being me. I feel like at the beginning of the year I wasn't being me, but then as we got later into the season, I started being me more. Started showing, doing what I could do best, and that's just being athletic. Doing the small things.
Do you feel like you've had better practices recently, and how so?
I feel like I've been practicing my best the last 2 weeks. Just going in with a different mindset, just going in there competing, and just do whatever Coach Davis told me to do.
I'm guessing Dontrez Styles hadn't spent a lot of time on a bench in much of his athletic life. What has this season been like for you as you've been trying to earn more time, and how have you worked towards that goal?
Yeah, it's been tough, but, I just learned to trust Coach Davis and what he was telling me. Just keep working. It's going to come. And that's what's happening right now. What
does he tell you? What are the things he wants to see you specifically do more of?
Just go out there and be me, rebound, be athletic, finish at the rim, pass, just do everything on the floor.
We're used to seeing you after games working quite a bit when you feel like you don't get as much work during the game. What does it feel like to get those 16 minutes tonight and maybe get in a little more of a rhythm?
It felt great, man. I've been waiting on this my whole life, playing on this court. It's always been a dream of mine. So me just having, 16 minutes, the most minutes I had all year. So it's a great feeling.
You're a guy who knows a little something about Carolina basketball. What did it feel like to get out there wearing the Carolina jersey with Styles on the back in front of a big Saturday afternoon Smith Center crowd?
Feels great. Reggie went here, Jerry went here. So, just me being the next one, playing on this court, it's a dream come true, and I'm thankful to be here.
Kinston's own Dontrez Styles with a big game in Carolina's win over Florida State. Dontrez, thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, guys, thank you. Inside the Continental Tire Coach's Corner after Carolina takes care of Florida State today, 94-74. Coach, that first half, 62-24. The halftime score, your team shot better than 74%. Held Florida State to just 30%. Knowles didn't have a field goal for almost 9 minutes. Obviously, excellent basketball. What was working for you guys in that first 20 minutes?
You mentioned it. The most important thing for me, I thought we were really good defensively. One of the things that I've said consistently is that, the recipe for us to have success is we've got to be good on the defensive end, we've got to rebound the basketball, and we have to limit turnovers. And against Florida State, that, they're long, they're athletic, they do a great job of creating turnovers and converting those turnovers into points. Those are three areas that we had to be good at against a very good Florida State team. And in the first half, we were nearly perfect in terms of our execution on the defensive end. I kept telling them during timeouts, understand why we're having success on the offensive end is because of your energy and your effort on the defensive end. And I was just really proud of them.
Is it hard, with that type of halftime lead, 38 points, to summon up the energy to get going in the second half?
I don't think it's hard. But our energy and our effort, it went down in the second half. And I told them we want to practice good habits. We want to do, the right thing, the correct way, the same way every time, and irregardless of what the score is. And I felt like in the second half, there were areas where we took a deep breath and we relaxed a little bit. And I understand it's difficult at times, but we're trying to build momentum here. But just overall, I'm just, the entire season, this has been a group that consistently bounce backs. We have those tough week with Wake and with Miami, and we come back and we win 4 straight. Just last week, we didn't want to play the way that we did against Duke, and so we come back this week and we get a road win against Clemson, and now we beat Florida State here at home. It's just we have a tough-minded group that continues to bounce back, and they played really well today.
A lot of guys individually played well. Yes. RJ Davis had 16 points. Last 2 games, he's 11 assists and just 1 turnover. It just feels like he's really in control of his game and your team's game right now.
He really is. He's making great decisions. He's understanding when to shoot and when to pass and get the ball to the right people at the right time. And he just continues to improve. Before I was saying there's such a big difference between RJ's first year compared to his second year, but there's a difference between at the beginning of this year and where he is right now. I think, defensively, he's doing an excellent job of keeping his man in front of him. And then he's just running this team. He's playing extremely well at the point guard position.
Just 2 more things, Coach. Dontrez Styles has come in early for you the last 2 games and contributed. He was very good today, had 8 points. What has he done to earn some more playing time, and what have you liked with him out on the court?
He's played well in practice. That's what he's done during playing time, and his play in a game has been validated. And so Dontrez is very athletic, and in spots, in certain teams that we've played, we have lacked in terms of our athleticism. And so, Dontrez can make plays, whether it's rebounding, finishing around the rim, that a lot of people can't make. And so having him in the lineup in combination with Puff, it brings size, it brings athleticism, brings a lot of energy, and I'm really happy for Dontrez. I always tell the guys, you are always going to get a chance. Plain and simple, period, the end. I will always give everybody a chance. Now, I can't tell you when, where, what, and the manner in which it'll come, but you're going to get a chance. The question on the floor is, are you going to be ready when that chance comes? And Dontrez has.
Last thing, this has been a really odd year in the fact that you've now led 4 conference games by 30 or more points, but you've also trailed by 20 or more a couple of times. I know. I was just going to ask you.
Good, and now I'm feeling not very good.
I was just going to ask you, have you been able to get your arms around that wide difference that we've seen at times?
I've not been able to get my arms around it. I was just talking to somebody, and, when we play well, we play really, really well. And when we don't play well, we don't play well at all. And so just a consistency for us. Just on both ends of the floor. I really believe it goes back to defensively. You know, those times that we have been down by double digits, it's because we haven't locked in on the defensive end. And so, but I am very happy with the way that we've played this year. I feel like we've gotten better, and that's the way that you want to go in the middle of February.
Certainly impressive today. Tar Heels led by as many as 40, end up beating Florida State 94-74. Coach, great to see you as always. Congratulations.
Supposed to be a good day today. Didn't you bring those stats there?
It's a great it's a great day, and we're very happy the Tar Heels won. Back to you guys.
So the Heels now 18-7, 10-4 in conference action, and with still some important games tonight involving Duke and Notre Dame. But Adam, at the end of Carolina's game, the Tar Heels half a game out of first place in the ACC. They are squarely in the mix there in the top of the conference.
This has been a good week for Carolina's NCAA tournament resume. They now have a quad one win. Michigan is now a quad one win after their big win over Purdue. They got a win today, and Wake Forest took a loss to Miami, which moves you up the standings. So it feels like this week went very well for Carolina. Now the challenge is to do that consistently in the upcoming weeks. You got to come right back to the Smith Center on Wednesday and do it against Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Pittsburgh coming to town on Wednesday. It's been a tough year in total for Pitt, but starting the Panthers are to play a little bit better. In fact, they won at Florida State in the midweek this past week. Then a really big one for Carolina next Saturday on the road in Blacksburg against Virginia Tech. But today, it was attractive. Carolina led by 40 early in the second half, 40 in a conference game against a good team. And the Heels win it by 20 over Florida State. Thanks for being with us here on the Carolina Insider.